Oh, and I have to join a party. I'm stupid. Ugh. Right now, it's all working. PS4 decided to shut off for no reason. I mean, it's 5 years old, or actually it's 6 years old. So yeah, I don't blame it for just randomly turning it off. But yeah, we're back. So far, Banker Lap is at 34.6, if I can read that properly. On the soft tires, and he just retired. Not very sure what happened there. This is a mess. Oh, there we go. That's way better. So now, let's see who is in the lap. Okay, Jordy's in an in lap. We're gonna stay on board with Avesta for his hot lap here. For the midnight. Okay, it seems like he is still in the hot lap, not very sure. My controller might disconnect, and I'm just gonna try this. Because right now, and oh my god, that's a 5-place grid penalty, so he's pretty much gonna be at the back of the grid. It seems like Danestar hit him. Very weird moments for Spec today, but yeah, my controller might disconnect, not very sure, so apologies if it does disconnect. It didn't. Okay, still going as Jordy is in on those mediums. Oh no, actually no, he's out, so he's gonna set the first medium lap of this session. Oh, dead. Okay. Disconnect. It keeps disconnecting. It keeps disconnecting because my controller is messed up. Same with my charger. So I think it should be fine for now. So pretty much Jordy's the only car out right now. He's gonna set a lap on those medium compound of tire. Let's see. Jordy is going to start his lap very soon. And we got the red glitch. Oh, this is all going wrong, isn't it? Oh, well. Here is Jordy. Yeah, I can't go on. It sounds horrible. On his lap. Let's see how he does in the first sector. He might even be quicker than Jay Fletcher. Of course, setting a 34 on those medium tires is very difficult. But let's see how up on his time he is. Approaching sector 1, he's in an out lap. According to the game, he's in an out lap. Can this go any worse? He's in a hot lap, I know that for sure. Well, we I guess have to see how quick Jordy goes on those medium tires, as Avesta is out as well. Maestro yet to set a lap, so I don't know what's going on there. Oh, and it got fixed. Alright. That was second gear. Short shift to third, just to get that extra traction. Approaching gear, want to go down to third, possibly even second. He locks up massively, and that will ruin his lap. But he still has to keep on going. Down to third gear for that corner, stays in third, goes down to second actually, up to fourth, down to second for the extra rotation across those apexes, breezing the wall, very quick through this corner, cross the line, and Jordi goes third fastest of 36.7. That's a very poor lap on those medium tires. Of course, the huge lockup did not help whatsoever. And we only have one car out right now, and it's the Avesta Racing. Warming up his tires, we're actually going to stay on board for the entirety of his lap, which I was planning to do with Jordi, but since we got the rev limiter glitch, that got ruined. So let's see. Avesta, alright, approaching turn 1, up to 7th gear. You want to keep that rev brake very late into turn 2, nailed turn 3, now into turn 4, hitting the apex beautifully, very early in the power. That might be invalidated, but he keeps on going. Up into turn 5, I believe. Down to third gear for the extra rotation, short shift to fourth to get that power down, open the DRS as soon as possible, overtake mode available, hug the inside, he's not gonna get blocked, rev the 7th, down to third gear, misses the apex slightly but does manage to go on the power early, down to second gear for this corner, very early in the power, revs the 4th, down to third, short shift to 4th, back up again, going mega quick, approaching this corner down to third gear. He's gonna stay in third gear, rev it out, down to third gear again. He does not short shift down to second. Up in fourth gear, brake very late here. Get a very tight apex and line yourself up for an amazing exit. Very early on the power like always. You maybe want to stay in sixth. He does stay in sixth gear. Revving out, hit that curb very early in the power. You can go and cross the line because it's not part of the track limits. Down to second gear, does not lock up like Jordi did. Short shift to third, going over that curb, but that's allowed. Down to second gear for the extra rotation. Goes to third for the exit. Up to fourth, down to third again. Now approaching the final corner, breezing through the wall. Up to sixth gear, going super quick. Oh, that might be invalid, I'm not very sure, but across the line he goes. He goes second fastest at 35.1. Monster lap by him, but now we got Midnight, which might go even quicker. Very late apex right there, but does manage to get a very good exit in overtake mode. Hug the inside like always. Maybe go down a high, and no, he stays in overtake. Fourth gear, that's very high gear ratios right there, but you never know, might work out for him. Short shift to third for the extra power, or I mean extra traction. Stays in fourth gear surprisingly. He will most likely go down a fourth here, down a third quickly, and then a fourth. Over that curb. Alright, approaching here, brakes relatively early, but does manage to get a beautiful apex. Very clean. Early on the power. Stays in sixth gear. Revs out the engine. Brakes down a second, not third. I believe he might be using no line, but we don't know. Oh, we actually can see his lap time up there. Going over that curb for the extra lap time. Go up to fifth, gear down to second gear, then quickly to third. For that corner, same third, up to fourth gear, then down to second or even third works as well. Short shift to fourth for the extra traction. Hog the wall like always. Very aggressive on the final turn. Across the line, Midnight goes, he goes. Oh, he invalidated. So he is going to stay third fastest unless he did not improve. It seemed like... Let me check race director because the game might be tripping. Oh, and that's qualifying over. it does seem like Midnight's qualified on hard tires. Oh, and Avesta getting the 5th place grid penalty for his incident with Danestar. So yeah, he did invalid. He went to 34.9. That would have put him in 2nd place. Well, that is qualifying over. Shadow just didn't set a lap. I'm not very sure if Jorn or Jorn, however you spell his name, joined. But quite interesting qualifying. Vizu joins right on time. Not very sure if he's gonna be able to qualify though. It looks like Prix will race, but Vizu will not race because he joined a tiny bit too late. As we're waiting for drivers to load in for the formation lap. Let's see if Vizu is gonna race. He won't race. Well, looks like we have an 8-man grid for today. Sucks. I know Spec is not gonna be happy with this, but what can we do? I hope it's not a boring race, cause I swear to God, if this controller disconnects one more time on me, I'm just gonna lose my mind. Oh, Jay quit, so it's a 7-man race instead. We have 7 drivers. Everyone here is gonna score a point no matter what. Unless they DNF or get disqualified. Oh, and hitting the wall, that might have been some contact, and yeah. Let's see who got teleported in there. Ooh, we got 3 people got teleported in that incident. Maestro, Midnight, and Dane. So that sucks for them. They have relatively cold tires, I'd say, for the start. Well, Jay quit. Very interesting camera angles right there. That's a very nice bus. Gotta lie. Well, yeah, we're now waiting for the drivers to approach the line. Prix is far behind. So, yeah, Midnight and Maestro and Danestar are gonna have cold tires. That does not sound like a good clutch. Wait, there we go. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Lights out in the Singapore Grand Prix has started. Midnight gets a very good start with Jordy flying and overtaking And he's into the lead. Jordy from 4th place up into the lead immediately. What a start by Jordy. And Maestro drops down to 3rd. Avesta, amazing start as well, up to 4th place. Very clean so far, of course. 7-man field. Shadow still where he is. Dane has lost 1 position. Luis has gained 2 of them. Avesta with a beautiful start, but Jordy, that was one of the most mythical starts I've seen. Midnight trying to go down the inside, but decides to back out of it. And now we got, I think we're going to keep a very big train for the entire race, which is what I want, because it's going to be quite interesting. As Midnight now is sort of struggling to keep up, of course, on the harder compound of tires. No action so far. Danes are weaving tight, but not very sure if that's for, you know, to see his braking point or to warm up the tires. But it does seem like a gap is starting to form ever so slightly. We got Jordy already with, I can't tell what gap he has to Midnight because the game won't tell me. But I guess we're gonna have to notice later. And it's 1 lap. Midnight is 1 lap down officially, most likely 2/10, as Maestro is now starting to drop back from the other drivers. Ooh, and that is a mistake by Avesta. I think he's down 7th place. Not sure what happened there. But now quite big train is starting to form. As now that's Avesta down the inside of Shadow. Will he manage to stick the move? Yes, he does. Mega late on the brakes and is up to 6th place. Oh, and that is actually a very good camera angle. This is my first... What? It's the first time I've seen a camera angle like that one. Very nice. As now we got a relatively small gap between 6th and 5th. 4th and 3rd quite far behind. 2nd and 1st are very close. And yeah, so we'll have to see how this plays out. But one mistake here can ruin you, and you're most likely going to finish P7. This is such a small grid. Oh, and Please is crashing his car into the wall. And he is out. What was the point of that? Is race Spec cancelled? Well, anyway, that's Please out. Midnight is going down the inside of Jordy for 1st place. Doesn't manage to stick it, both going side by side. They bang wheels, but Midnight is still hanging around. He's gonna try to go down the inside, but Jordy breaks mega late. Around the outside, says Midnight, and oh, never mind. Jordy is still sticking. Will he go down the inside? Yes, he does. It's beautiful racing here. Oh, Midnight barely brushing the wall, and Midnight says, "Thank you very much. I'll take that place," and is now into 1st place with Jordy right behind him, and Maestro has caught up quite a bit after them battling for that entire sector. As they got Shadow is, I think, too far behind for DRS. As Danger goes very wide, so does Avesta. Maestro is now has caught up massively to Jordy and Midnight. So Midnight definitely putting on good use those hard tires. Not very sure about the rest. Shadow is in his own little battle. With Avesta, he is gonna have DRS on Danestar. Let's see if he will be able to pull off a move for P4. Getting dangerously close, but he manages to keep the position and he stays back. As now Maestro is very, very close to the gearbox of Jordy. See how things are going here. Nothing too exciting. Very close to a wall there, not going to lie. But yeah, Jordy is starting to drop back from Midnight on the softer compound of tire, which is not something you want to see. And Danestar is only 1/10, 2/10 off of Maestro for the DRS. But I doubt he is going to be able to catch it because he is on the hard tires. So I'll have to see how this plays out. And ooh, okay. That was very weird. I saw a car near the wall. Midnight has pulled away massively. So, oh, Maestro overtook Jordy. That's what happened. And ooh, and Avesta is dangerously, very dangerously close to Danestar. But you got Jordy right up in the gearbox of Maestro. Is he gonna get back that P2 that he just recently lost? Ooh, very steppy out of the exit. And that's Avesta. Going down the inside of Danestar, he managed to go into P4. No, he doesn't. Danestar fights back and keeps that P4. And Jordi stays behind of Maestro as well. For Avesta, yeah, he's definitely going to go for another move into the second DRS zone. Open the DRS as soon as possible. And Danestar actually gets DRS from Jordi, so that's going to aid him massively. And that's 3 wide right there. And it looks like Midnight made a mistake or let them by, you know, to make this race more interesting, which I don't blame him for. That's all Jordi brushing the wall. He might have gotten any tiny bit of damage, but he managed to keep it out of the wall. And that is Avesta side by side with Danestar, but still can't overtake him. Maestro is now into the lead with Midnight following behind him. And now the Shadow has bunched up quite a bit. Oh, they're so close. This is great racing right here. Oh, and that's a tiny bit of oversteer from Avesta. He's thinking about it. Okay, never mind. That was lag. But he does stay behind. Let's see how things play out in the top 3 right here. All going over the beautiful camera. Let's see. Ooh, Avesta is struggling. He actually is very desperate to overtake Dane, but won't be able, not only because of the DRS, but because he's also stuck behind him. And this will annoy him. And he's gonna try to overtake him as soon as possible. Getting a great run. He's even pushing him. He's just all over Danestar, but just can't manage to stick the move. As he got Midnight dangerously close to Maestro, he might go for an overtake for the lead. Jordi is just a fraction off of the DRS, and he won't be able to get DRS for this straight. So that puts him in danger for both cars behind. Avesta is so close to Danestar, but he still can't overtake him because of the DRS of Jordi. Danestar gaining massively. Is he gonna go for a dive bomb? Yes, he does. What a monster move. He locks up, and Jordi has gone straight into the wall. Jordi has gone straight into the wall after Danestar tried to overtake him. Both locked up. That is a very audacious move right there. And that is Jordi with no front wing. What just happened there? Danestar went for the dive bomb. Clipped Danestar's front wheel. Lost some front wing himself. And Jordi went straight on into the wall. It's a miracle he didn't DNF. Not sure what happened to Shadow and why he is so far behind. Avesta is now up into P3. So Danestar and Jordi both gonna have to pit for a new front wing. So yeah, Jordi is not gonna be amused or happy by that. Well, safety car has ended now. Top 3 very close to each other. Danestar is gonna try his best to keep up, but he is missing a front end plate, which is very harsh around here. So if I were him, I would pit for a new front wing. And Jordi doesn't even have a front wing, so that's a definite pit stop for him. Danestar stays out surprisingly. Well, it's actually a very nice helmet from Maestro. That purple gold. It's looking beautiful under the lights of Singapore. And Danestar actually, kudos to him. He's keeping up. Oh, and that is a very poor exit from Maestro. Now, Midnight is going to try to take advantage of that. Oh, never mind. Avesta gets an even better exit. Both going side by side into the heavy braking zone. Around the outside, they manage still not to have any contact. That's Avesta into P2, overtakes Midnight for second place, but Midnight is not giving up this beautiful helicopter work, camera work, and Midnight still stays ahead. But no, Avesta gets a better exit and manages to get the move done after scrapping for 3 or 4 corners straight. And Danestar still keeping up. That's very impressive. Ooh, and that's Midnight sort of thinking for a move, but Avesta got a good run on Maestro, but sort of bogged down in the third gear, maybe a tiny bit of wheel spin. But he's getting dangerously close, like I say. Midnight very desperate for a move. All of them top 4 bunched up massively together. How is Danestar keeping up? No idea. Maybe it's all the battling. But yeah, that's... Oh my god, that car just bounced and went into a wall. But yeah, that... Very impressive from him. So now... Ooh, Avesta gets a very poor exit. Somehow forgets to open the DRS. That's a beautiful move from Midnight. He's gonna go for the overtake. Manages to stick it. Avesta has to back out. And Midnight is now into P2. And we have to remember he has on the hard tires. So when he pits for the mediums, he's gonna have a massive advantage. As Jordy unsurprisingly goes quickest on those fresh medium tires. Danestar is barely in the DRS of Avesta, so... Oh, and Avesta, massive oversteer, and oh my god! What a crash! That was massive! Massive crash right there. And oh my god, I caught that perfectly. Avesta gets the biggest step of oversteer I've ever seen. Virtual safety car, unsurprisingly. Danestar could have not done nothing to avoid his car. And just went straight on and destroyed his front left tire. What an incident right there. And that is Danestar's race over. We only have 6 drivers. That sucks. As now virtual safety car is gonna end very soon. Oh, we're back racing, didn't notice. And now it's only a two-way battle between Maestro and Midnight. Ooh, oversteer by Midnight Rider. some 6 drivers. Not even 6, there's 5 drivers left. Then start DNF'd. Well, I mean, there's nothing I can do as a commentator here, to be fair. Just a car following each other, no racing, not 5 drivers. This is unacceptable, man. What a mess. Oh, is that rain? That is rain. Oh, that's it. Oh, that means the race is gonna be longer. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh well. Oh, boring. Well. Just imagine if everyone crashes out and there's only one driver left. Oh, that's a yellow flag, and that is Shadow, who has went into the wall, and it's a safety car. They are most likely gonna pit for intermediate tires. Wet. Oh yeah, that's Shadow going into the wall with the rain. So far that's that. I'd be surprised if they don't pit into intermediate tires. And yes, they are all pitting, so let's see who will win the pit stop battle here today. Let's see who wins. Into the intermediate tires. Out he goes. Stays behind. Will Midnight jump them? So pretty much everything stays the way it is. Okay. I'll be right back. I am back. I hope I haven't missed anything important. Why is Shadow so far behind? No idea. So safety car is in this lap. Maestro is gonna lead the pack. Let's see how everything goes. We're only halfway through as well. What a thing. And it seems like they all got off to a pretty average start. Never mind, Min at home, very aggressive there. Stays behind, so nothing too exciting going on. Everyone just hanging back in their own places, of course. We are in the wet. All pretty close, just 5 drivers. God have mercy on me. Well, not a lot of action. I think it's gonna stay raining for the rest of the... gonna be a very, very long evening. So far, nothing exciting, just people following each other. So yeah, that's it. Ooh, and that's Maestro going very deep into a corner. Ooh, and Avest almost rear-ended Midnight. But like always, positions have not changed. Ooh, and that's Midnight going side by side with Maestro. Please, finally do a move. I beg. Midnight down the inside, and yes, he is up into P1 with Maestro following behind. Avesta might even have a tiny bit of... Ooh, and he actually touches his rear wheel. And it's up into P2, so Maestro has lost 2 positions in the span of 3 corners. Ooh, and Maestro's dropped down 4 seconds. I'm not very sure what happened. He just suddenly lost his pace. And Maestro has dropped down massively to the leaders. Not sure what happened to him. He's 8 seconds down. When Jordi trying to hang around the outside and Jordi into the barrier. Maestro squeezed him and left him no room, and Jordi is into the barrier and lost half of his front wing, and 5-second time penalty right there, that is. Not sure why, but he got it. Wow. Jordi's into the pits, and we have 8 more miserable laps, and then we're finally over with this. What a boring race. This is unacceptable. I think the event should be cancelled. I mean, I don't want to sound rude, but I'm just here watching 5 people race. I'm just wasting my time. That sucks. I could end the stream right now and update you guys with the final results. So boring. behind, midnight 9 seconds in front. First laps were amazing, very good, and then just wrist should have died. Like, I just don't get the point of continuing a race when there's a maximum of 7 drivers for the highest tier of the Europe part of race spec, which is mad. It's unacceptable, and they should have cancelled the race, in my opinion. It's just, I'm just sitting here watching them follow each other. I'm wasting time. Well, three more laps to go. The Singapore Grand Prix. I mean, the start was mad. Yeah, so nothing much I can say. Let's see if Shadow can overtake Maestro, because Maestro has been very slow. He might even have time penalties. I'm actually just gonna check time penalties, and Shadow might actually get away. So Maestro has 1, 2. Oh my God, he has a lot of penalties. Shadow has less penalties, but still has a lot. So if Shadow keeps a very close gap to Maestro, he's gonna snatch that podium from last place on the grid, which is impressive. I mean, actually not really. It is impressive, but considering there's only 7 drivers in the race, because Jay Fletcher left during qualifying, and Prix took himself out on purpose. 6 drivers pretty much. Yeah, that's not very impressive, but kudos to him. Alright, Shadow is now closing the gap. 1 second, less than a second actually. So I just hope to see some late dive bomb in the final laps, because that's I mean, we have had how many? 20 laps of no action. So yeah, let's see how this plays out. Right now Shadow is getting, he has gained a lot of time on Maestro. I don't know what happened to Maestro. He just got overtaken by Midnight and lost heaps amount of times for no reason. Maybe just, no, I mean, does he have any wing damage? I doubt he does, but I'm gonna have to check that out. He does have wing damage. So that's why he has been so slow, unless he got it recently, but since he got overtaken, he has just been immensely slow. Okay, there's 2 more laps. Oh, and Maestro, another 5-second time penalty. It's the second time he gets that, and ooh, Shadow hits the wall and loses a front end plate. So now they're both equal on downforce. Alright, Shadow, come on. I mean, he's definitely gonna get the P3 if he doesn't crash out. Ooh, and Maestro does make a mistake. I mean, yeah, Shadow has this P3 guaranteed if he stays at this distance, because Maestro has a lot of penalties. But we do have to remember that they should have been transformed into warnings. So, you know, after stewards, Maestro might actually come out in P3. But let's see. Ooh, Maestro is struggling heavily. At least some action. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not trying to sound like a dickhead, but I almost fell asleep twice during this race. I mean, you can't blame me. But we are getting some action for once. In the 2 final laps of this race, Shadow is getting very close to Maestro. Let's see if... Ooh, and that's oversteer by Maestro right there. I just hope Shadow goes for a massive dive bomb or a great overtake on that last lap. Like in Singapore 2019, the real F1 was like 5-way battle if I'm not wrong, for P11 or P12, I don't remember, but it was pretty great. So let's see how this plays out as Midnight is now approaching the final corners to start the final lap of not Silverstone, of this Singapore Grand Prix. As Shadow is pushing Maestro around, he is struggling in these conditions. You can see he lost lots of time in the traction zone out of there. Maestro is very close to the barrier, but manages to keep it together. Let's see. He does avoid the wall. Alright, so yeah. 2 cars have already passed the line to start their final lap here. Let's see if Shadow will go for some monumental dive bomb right at the end. I mean, if you get a penalty... Oh, and that's Shadow just cut the corner. Okay, then. Okay. That's... I mean, if it gives us action, I can't care. But yeah. That's Shadow cutting the corner to gain an advantage. I think you only got a warning. But let's see how it goes. We're now... he's very close. He's just pushing Maestro around at this point. Yeah, but Midnight is set to win tonight. Same with Avesta down in 2nd place. Jordy is gonna come across the line for P5 most likely. And let's see. Oh, Shadow. Let's see. He only has front end plate damage, but he is dropping back. I really do hope he does come out P3 or just gains this, you know, monumental pace out of nowhere. But it does seem like Maestro is pulling away, and our hopes of a battle are gone. Oh, come on. Well, Shadow can still get that P3. But anyway, Midnight is now approaching the final corners. He is set to win the Singapore Grand Prix, a very long race. Across the line goes Midnight, and he wins with the fireworks. Midnight starting P1, pole position, finishes first. That's a voice crack. but he manages to win the Singapore Grand Prix with a Vesta coming in second place unless he crashes the fireworks, ruining his FPS, which I don't blame. He comes home in second place after having a massive spin, and Danestar collected him, so kudos to him for catching up and finishing in second place. As now Maestro and Shadow, let's see who will finish on the final step of the podium. Shadow does not cut the corner this time, and oh, he's very close to the wall. Will that maybe cost him his podium? Maestro is very far ahead. He gets another 5-second time penalty, and Shadow does manage to get P3, with Maestro getting a 5-second time penalty for most likely spinning under the pit lane. But that's Shadow in P3, Maestro in P4, and Jordi limping home after countless amounts of contact for P5. What a race, in a bad way, unfortunately. Shadow gang. And that is my misery over. Yes. First laps, very good. Final part of the race, nothing to highlight, pretty much. That is the Singapore Grand Prix over. Very dark in the podium steps right there. And that is the winning car tonight. Midnight has been dominating this championship, and it's no surprise that he wins once again today. Well, that is the Singapore Grand Prix done and over with. I hope you enjoyed. I mean, a lot of downsides here, but at least I hope the first part of this race was enjoyable for the viewers. Well, that has been me, Sector, with you guys today at Race Spec for round 15 of Singapore. I do hope you guys tune in for the next race next week. Have a good night, everyone.